我现在一年呢能赚个2、3千万，我给你介绍个小生意，只需要你投入300块钱，一个月呢能让你赚个2、3万。
Today's Land of Fraud video exposes all of the fake celebrities and internet influencers in China, part 2, but first we're going to focus on the fake food influencers. This account named Chef Who's Big Bowl of Braises makes street-style videos selling food, and he claims to be just a regular guy but occasionally shows off his BMW car key or a nice watch. Now, if you ever doom scrolled on Instagram or on TikTok, you definitely have seen some of these videos. They're like the street style cooking videos, the POV ones. Those are quite popular even on Western social media. And before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as we do these deep dives every single week on China. This creator garnered 700,000 fans in a short time, and this small-time stall even got customers allegedly from Beijing or Guangzhou, distances thousands of kilometers away. The idea is to portray this type of small business, which can go viral anywhere in the country. Now, this subtle flex is just the latest sort of trendy ways in which the fake influencers are trying to gather attention in China and essentially go viral this way. The fact that you can go with a small-time food stall and still be able to afford a house or a luxury vehicle. It turns out he was just selling courses on teaching people how to add soy sauce and salt to marinate the meat and vegetables. This was likely a scam front that even got exposed on Chinese state media. Braised scam network, so to speak. It sounds like everyone can do and make millions of dollars in these dirty street stalls.
你瞧不起我摆摊，我还看不上你上班。今天呢，准备了满满一车的货，总成本800，带你们看一看卖完能赚多少钱？1500块钱。你们觉得这样的摆摊生活怎么样？反正我觉得比上班强多了。收单回家，明天继续加油。
反正2年摆地摊净赚50万吧。
负债30万算个屁啊！
负债40万，
负债50万，
负债100万
，300多万，
负债1000万。
我摆摊1年就能把它还清。
我摆摊半年就能还清。
摆摊半年不到3个月就能。摆摊2。
Hey, at least that guy was subtle about his flex, but these people just unrealistic over the top. Look, I'm not against people making money, but this is China we're talking about, so everything can be fake. In some of these videos, they show off a line of customers, but the dialogue is not only awkward, they're straight up background cast waiting to be paid. The original creator in China who exposes these, they actually highlight the acting skills of some of the background cast by levels.
这就是青铜级演技，太浮夸了。
要排1，没排队就不行1，真的。那我给你帮忙。你给我买2份吧。不行。
的大妈多自在，他们甚至请来了因为排队时间过长过来暴揍摊主的顾客。
Now, of course, we know that the street food in China isn't so clean. In this video, we see that the after hours, it shows off how the stalls are left behind the dirty oil and just the dirty everything about it.
就是你白天吃的时候，就油就这样，这是不是也是？可瞅瞅这油，一够油。哎呀，这味儿没闻到味儿。哎呦，这辣的，哎呦，瞧这辣，这小色人都上来了。千万不要吃，真的。
Yet somehow the fake influencers are doing so well in China that they're making millions of dollars out of this. Of course, profit has to be made somewhere. Recycling old food from customers, this restaurant does it. They filter out the oil from old customers, give it to the new ones, and then rinse and repeat.
被顾客吃完以后再拿过来，再到里面，再回收，再利用，如此的循环又循环。感觉
I guess, of course, there's no rinsing, just repeating. Another case here in a Japanese restaurant in China recycles customers' leftover ingredients and reuses them. And this video here we see, it shows that the employees are sorting the dishes they brought back to the kitchen. The uneaten shrimps are put into another container, and the ice is poured into a bucket, of course, already has some ice in it. So you know this isn't the first dish they're doing it. Some of the internet users question whether the recycled ingredients are only for employees to eat, but the blogger replied that even if the employees have the opportunity to eat them, they'll cook them ahead of time and they'll eat them secretly. China is the land of fraud, and you can hear the geese in the background. I got a beautiful background today, the beautiful sceneries. Definitely not fake, of course. First, let's set the stage for the extent of the fakery. Fake fire hydrants, it's when you need it the most that the fakery will fail you. Another aspect of this, of course, is the Chinese government, and in which they create this culture around fakes and facades. For example, the beautiful imagery of what China is today, right? So recently I showed Speed the live stream. Well, as it turns out, they did get paid to go to China.
Slips, what's up, bro? Are you still in China? Slips, did you get paid by the government? You could just keep it a buck, bro. Keep it a buck. You get paid by the Chinese government? Yes, I made 5 mil. Slips, send me the wire then. Let me get half. Let me get half. Let me get half that 5.
Slips, the cameraman, just revealed on Aiden Ross's stream that he got paid $5 million from that China trip. Now, still unsure if this money is directly from the Chinese government, but Aiden Ross did ask if he can split halfsies with Slips and whether or not this came from the Chinese government, and it seems like the answer is directly confirming that. So higher chances to say that this was money from the Chinese government, which makes the question of why did he lie back in March? This honestly blew my mind because for the most part, I didn't have the expectations that they would do this directly. But then again, Speed is very popular. I thought that this would be done in some form of, say, tourism cost or something like that. And of course, I knew parts of his live streams were pre-mediated or even rehearsed in these encounters to appear like they're organic, but they're really not. For example, this girl in Speed's first live stream, it turns out he already knew Speed was coming and he was preparing for that encounter.
真正的惊喜在明天。没有，今天这条造型可以吧？但是请我这边看。
As well as this guy who sang Super Idol, they had filmed a short video prior to this for that video. I just couldn't imagine the degree in which the CCP would go about doing this. But it does fit the idea that China needs to appear like they're so far ahead and so much better, right? And what better way to do so than to use money for this? Exactly how much are we talking about? Well, it seems like at least $5 million. The reality is some kids in China have just white buns for lunch, while others have plates of food for fraction or even zero cost. Mao, in this famous photo, had feasts during the 3 years of the famine in which his policies created in China, and to cover for atrocities, or as I like to think, the real nature of the CCP. Well, of course, they have to use money or to lie about it, to basically create this idea that China is not what it actually is. Lying becomes second nature. And the truth is, almost everything that you see online in China is actually fake. And they're very good at it, of course. So there's a lot, well, at least say a huge portion of the Chinese social media space filled with scammers or people who aren't genuine about what they're doing. Now, before we continue, here is a sponsor segment from Genex American Ginseng Extract. If you're like me, who spent hours in front of the computer reading, studying, writing, or even playing video games, expect that brain fog and fatigue to lift and energy to kick in fast with Genex's American Ginseng Extract. This is the Genex's American Ginseng Extract. It's a product I've used for almost 2 years now, and I take this daily. I actually do this right after breakfast. And it comes in 2 types. So you have the ginseng extract concentrate, and this one here, which is my personal favorite, the extract drops. It's so easy to use, and the benefit is tremendous. What I've noticed right after using this is that I immediately feel this boost of energy. I've noticed that right after using it, I feel more alert and awake. Like I've just taken another cup of coffee, but of course without the eventual crash. Another major benefit for me has been clearing up my brain fog from writing and researching for this channel. If you're a college student or a working professional, especially for a desk job, I think this product is exactly what you need. Because you know exactly what I'm talking about, when your headspace just feels full and you can't really think properly. The product is made with American ginseng in Ontario, Canada, and it has a higher concentration of ginsenoside, which is the actual chemical compound, which is around 8%, compared to many other brands available in North America, which they're usually around 1 to 2%. And Genex's American ginseng extract has a high absorption rate of 95%. And since using it long term, what I've noticed is an improvement in my sleep, and it was very apparent because I had stopped using it for a week because I ran out, and I noticed a immediate drop in my sleep quality and post-sleep recovery. And if you're wrestling with high blood sugar or type 2 diabetes, or have trouble sleeping in general, catching colds, X's American Red Ginseng Extract is definitely the product for you. So check out the link in the description and comment, use code DAVID for a 15% off and a free gift at checkout. And you can find free shipping to many places around the world.
曾经背叛我的前男友，我都给了他50万。
曾经背叛我的前女友，我都给了他50万，
我都给了他80万，
我都给他转了100万。
Like in this compilation, there are clips here that's gathered from these sob stories that tells how exactly they made their millions of dollars from nothing and even gave millions of dollars to their ex-boyfriends or girlfriends to show that they've made it and that they're compassionate. Or that these socialites from prestigious family backgrounds that did piano lessons with Lang Lang, a pianist, or that they somehow have this family from prestigious universities. Or these people that bought luxury vehicles after they've made their millions of dollars. Big houses at such a young age.
100万，500万。
21岁就给我爸买辆帕拉梅拉，
给我爸买一辆保时捷，
给父亲买辆奔驰大 G，
买了套170万的小洋房，盖了一栋楼，
买了一栋别墅，6层楼的别墅。
我21岁给自己买了辆保时捷。
The reality is, in this video, we see that the girl is showing off a facility which short-form videos in China are manufactured. You essentially have rooms that look like a dormitory, a room that looks like a bar, a room that looks like a hospital, a police station.
犯了什么错你自己不知道吗？
臣妾知不道啊，臣妾。
A theater, subway, and even a mansion. And this really just tells us that really nothing there's authentic about the internet space.
曲波，
啊，姐，你怎么来了？
我过来帮你种玉米啊，你让我等下雨了再过来。
And this man here, his ID is Liaoshan Chubu, and this guy is a very nice rural villager who met a girl, they fall in love, and this garnered a lot of attention at the time. Later, it was found that the creator was faking their poor upbringings and doing work in the countryside farms. These personas, they're essentially made for Chinese internet. A lot of these are for selling products, others are simply to just try to go viral. And of course, the Chinese civil servants here don't do the actual civil service. They just pretend like they do, film it for the cameras. Here's a few other examples as well. The internet economy is effectively the last bastion of the Chinese economy, and what it encompasses is a lot of, say, e-commerce, live stream selling, as well as trying to create this very, I would call it fast food type of success, or success stories. The idea that today you can't find a job that pays you well, why not try to explore the Chinese internet where you see videos like this that tell you that within a month or 3 months, you're able to pay off all your debt, and you're able to make millions of dollars, buy a BMW. It really benefits everyone that you become part of their massive sort of fakery. Unlike in the West, where traditionally hard work and achieving things based on these hard work results is what builds success, in China, it's really about shortcuts, lying, and appearing like you are successful. This also extends into the political side as well. Just look at the recent criticisms by a US official, deputy political counselor at the UN.
Today's meeting is a performative maneuver. The premise is devoid of any substance or credibility. The world should look at China's actions rather than its empty claims when judging its contributions to the international system. 中国言行不一，说一套，做一套. For far too long, China has deployed unilateral unfair trade practices that hurt not only the United States, but market economies and workers around the world. China continues to use state subsidies and other non-market practices to build overcapacity and flood the world with exports, displacing local economies.
Ting Wu says that China says one thing and does another, or in Chinese is 说一套做一套. The idea is very simple. They promise you something, but they deliver another set of actions. And we see this behavior very much in line with the current modern domestic culture, right, around this whole faking things. The CCP culture today is not the Chinese culture, nor are the Chinese Communist Party equal to that of the Chinese people. But that's exactly what they want you to think, right? They think that if you look Chinese or you speak Chinese, then you have to align with, to be loyal to the party. They're very much confusing this idea that loving the party equals loving the country, or vice versa. If you don't love the country, that means, well, you're not loving the party, and that's not okay. Or you could think of it like, just because you want to love the country, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to love the party, right? And in fact, they struggle on how to bash Ms. Ting Wu, the US Deputy Counselor. For example, in this video, it says that she's a Japanese running dog.
有些民进党就是这些叛徒的后代，甘心为日本人服务，当日本人的走狗。
In another video says she's of Chinese immigrants who had become loyal to the US instead. But in reality, she's actually of Taiwanese descent. She was born in the US, in Hawaii, and later she moved to California. And I think a lot of this has already backfired. The Chinese deception and lies around the world, it's caused great reputational damage to Chinese people, which is very unfortunate. But like I mentioned, the only way to distinguish yourself from the CCP is to declare that you do not love the party, and it's okay to love the country or the people and its history, but it doesn't mean you have to love the party. And it should be clear to you now why this bizarre modern culture in China exists, because it's very much in line with what the CCP culture promotes. So the land of the fraud is a product of the current system, and well, it's time to reject it. Thanks so much for watching this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you enjoy the scenery around where this is filmed. Like and subscribe, and comment below your thoughts on this particular topic. And check out Jinx's American Ginseng Extract. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.